Host Christian Piles, joined as always by my two favorites, Ben Askren, and also repping the state of Virginia. This episode brought to you by the Commonwealth of Virginia, Stephen Kyle Brackey. It's maybe Kyle's second favorite state. Yeah, we're Virginia today.
Yeah, so people know now. You guys have it set up so I can't actually see you guys prior to us going live. So when you poof and you go live, and then you're both wearing Virginia shirts, I feel kind of left out.
We'll have to get you some Virginia clothing, Benjamin. You need to. Have you spent much time in the great state? Probably NHSCA's, anyways.
Let's see. When NHSCA's is this? No, yeah, was it Virginia? I think it was in Cleveland when I was in high school.
Wow.
The senior nationals.
Yeah.
I believe so.
And AWA doesn't go to NHSCA's?
We do not. We went to Folkstown Nationals, or we went to Flow Nationals for a little bit. I have been to Virginia Duels a couple times as a college wrestler and a coach. Yeah, it's a nice place.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so I feel like every day we should have somewhat of a how are things at home, coronavirus, quarantine update from the gang. What are the things?
Yeah.
What are we up to? What are the kids doing? Ben, why don't you get it started?
Well, my brother actually came to visit yesterday, and that was the first person I saw my mom I'd seen in 6 days. He's got the new baby with, so that was great. Let's see.
Is that his first child?
It is his first child. His name is Luca. He's a boy. I don't know, 1 month old now. It's awesome. Man, for me, it's really hard without any childcare. I have a 7, a 4, and a 2-year-old. So we're watching them all day, keeping them busy while also still trying to be a semi-productive human being. It's challenging. I do spend a lot of time outside in the woods cutting stuff and burning stuff. Yeah. How about you guys?
Well, I better light something on fire here. I haven't lit anything on fire in 3 hours. Something's got to burn. What do I have all this property for if I can't light things on fire at any point in time?
Absolutely.
That is a good point. No. So, well, my brothers were supposed to come this week. They were coming for a wedding in Austin for a friend, and my youngest brother's no longer coming. Weston may still come because he's just a little more adventurous like that. But they're going to close the airports at some point. He's just rolling the dice that it won't happen during the period of time when he's coming, right? So he's going to give it a shot. My brother works in a hospital, and he just doesn't want to bring it here. He doesn't want to travel, so I don't blame him for not going. So that's happening. My kids are just at home. Fortunately, my wife's a teacher, so she's off as well and able to hang out with them. They're doing a bunch of stuff outside. I got so annoyed this weekend. I mean,
what happened?
My son is Caleb's in good shape for an 8-year-old. So maybe this was just him being mentally weak or something. But we went on a hike. We went on a hike 2 weeks ago. No problem. It was like, I don't know, maybe 2.5, 3 mile hike. And then for whatever reason, he was all whiny on the hike we went on Saturday. I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, while you guys are out of school, we are getting you back. You're going to get in shape. So we've been doing a lot more stuff outside and trying to keep them moving because that was annoying. Because he run like 3 miles at a time, no problem, but he was getting a little soft. So we're doing that, a lot of outside stuff.
Isn't that just a kids thing? Like some days they're just whiny, some days they're not. I mean, that's just kids, right?
Yeah, it's just kids. But at the same time, I was like, this is Natalie too. So a little more. They need a little more stick-to-itiveness. But no, they're doing really good. There's a lot for them to do. We'll see, though, man. It's like this was going to be their spring break anyways. So it's like it's spring break right now. It's not like in week 2 and week 3 we'll really see where we're at. But so far we're good.
Yeah.
Not a lot else going on. All my gyms are closed. That's really sad.
Jeez.
Tough. That is tough. Kyle Brackey.
So Hayden is 4 months old now, and he's beginning to teeth. So that is awesome.
Oh.
But luckily, Olivia is a school teacher as well. This was supposed to be their spring break too. They extended it a week. So she's excited to get to spend more time with him, but it has been a little tough since he's pretty uncomfortable right now. Yeah.
He's crying all the time.
Yeah, what a baby. So Kansas says we're done with school for the year already. Like they said that. I wonder if that's.
I heard.
Kansas seems so random, right? I think they're just trying to stick out for something. I feel like Kansas is a forgotten state, Ben, and they're just like, you know what? Let's get our name out there a little bit, get a little press. all press is good press. Kansas is like, you know what? We're not doing school anymore. We'll be the first ones. We'll be out in front of it. So I don't know why. I don't know if it's especially bad in Kansas. I'm not trying to make light of that.
I don't believe so. There's a nice website that I'll get it for you. Give me 1 second. I will get this website for you, but they run through all the statistics, and I believe, it breaks them first as the total, then it breaks them down by country. It is meters.info/coronavirus.
Okay.
So you can view it by country. They got logarithmic graphs. They got linear graphs.
I only look at logarithmic graphs. Thank you.
Well, they're informative, obviously. But I thought it had it by state. I'm trying to find that right now.
Yeah, the CDC
it definitely has
is
it broken down
behind.
by country.
Yeah, Kansas looks like kind of in the middle, not especially worse, maybe a little bit behind. But yeah, they're done.
Cases.
I feel like school might be done for the year.
Yeah.
Like maybe we could go back in May, but at that point there would be no point in doing so. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens there. All right, so that's
so.
crazy.
Hey, of all the proposals that the government is throwing out there to do for us people, which one are you cheering for most? They got the $1,000. They got no taxes 2019. They got no payroll taxes 2020. They're throwing all these ideas out there that they're gonna do. Which one are you guys cheering for?
How would the payroll taxes one help us U.S. Americans directly, Benjamin? What would that do for us?
Put a lot more money in your pockets. I mean, if you're employed, you're paying 7.1% on payroll taxes for every dollar up to, say, $120,000. If you're self-employed, you pay both sides of that payroll tax, which would be 14.2%, I believe. If I got my numbers a little wrong, don't yell at me, people. I'm somewhere close. You pay both sides of that up to $120,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like more
quite a bit of money.
in my pocket.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about the $1,000 thing. It feels like it just feels reckless, right? Like, do I want that? Is that good that everyone just gets a $1,000 check? What is that gonna? I feel like there should be some. I feel like there are some people that would definitely need that and benefit from that. And I feel like some people. I don't know. I feel like you could take that money and actually funnel it to, like, people that are wage workers or working in a industry that's completely shut down or something like that. Instead of like just giving it to everyone. It's like, I'm not trying to sound like I'm so sacrificial or whatever, but there are just some people that just need a lot more, and maybe they could get $2,000 instead of making sure everyone gets $1,000. But fewer taxes sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they're gonna have to do something because the economy's gonna be rough coming up here.
I know. I'm hoping by this summer some things are restored and we're in better shape. But it sounds like they're gonna have some sort of a salute. Like Congress is not adjourning until they have, or the Senate's not adjourning until they have something. So
I saw someone in the U.S. they tested a vaccine yesterday.
Yes, I saw that.
That's crazy because they're like it'll be a year, so which means it probably didn't work. But maybe it'll work.
I don't think they can tell today, but I don't know.
Hey,
and there was some other medicines they were talking about that have potential as cures or helping the cases get better. One was a malaria medicine and one was HIV. Again, I don't know how well, but they said there's some potential there.
Okay, well, here's hoping. Now, tough news for Kyle Brackey as West Virginia has fallen. It is it joins the other 49 states. It has a confirmed case of the coronavirus. Brackey, your thoughts?
It was tough to learn, but hey, national champs. We're hanging the banner. It was a hell of a run. A dynasty, the likes the world has never seen.
Yeah, they built a wall around their borders. Didn't let the virus in for quite some time.
No, sad to learn, but had a hell of a run.
It was. Okay, so we're talking about a lot of little. Not little bits, but bits we're going to be doing over the next couple, who knows how long, weeks. It may be a really long time before there's actual wrestling again. So one thing we were discussing is kind of going through all the round one matches since like 2000, not all of them, but the interesting ones, the fun facts or whatever, memories that we had of round ones of NCAA's past. And I figured it'd be easy just to start with 2009 and work our way up, Ben. I don't know. I said last night, hey, let's have some stuff for tomorrow. So I don't know if you have anything off the top you wanted to.
Ooh, no. I want to do what we're thinking about today, but I have a good idea. You ready for it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pitch you just live on air. I was gonna pitch you before, but whatever. I was thinking we do this instead of doing top tens. You propose that we do top tens. Bracky does his, you do yours, I do mine, and we argue about them. What if we did this? What if we had, and I don't care who does it, but someone pre-makes brackets of 8, so the 8 best guys in the last 10 years, right? Mm-hmm. Then we put it on Twitter for people to vote on, the fan vote, okay? The day before, so 24 hours, Twitter polls go for 24 hours, or you do 24 hours. The day before the show, that gets one vote. Whoever wins the fan vote gets one vote. We bring Nomad on, and then so there's 4 of us. So then there'll be 4 votes plus the fan vote. We vote on every match. How do you feel about that?
Okay, so we would do every match, top 8. So there would be
and then quarterfinals. Then the next day we do another Twitter poll, and then we go on till there was a winner.
Okay, we could do that. That would be fun. I want to as long as we have some spirited debate about it, I think we'll have a great time with that. Getting it down from 8 to 10. Now, here's what will get dicey, because we want to do weight by weight, right? So, what do you do with Kyle Dake? Like, someone that won 4 weights, right? The guys that win multiple weight classes. Do you just say, like, we're declaring Kyle Dake a 65-pounder, or we're declaring him a 57? Yeah. Because you wouldn't want to say...
You got to pick... Yeah, you got to pick one. Or I guess you could do something where you picked a year for him, like Kyle Dake 2012 or something. But then, that's weird, because then you could have 4 of the same guy in the same bracket potentially.
That was the 57. That was the 57 year. Yeah, I don't know. We can figure it out. Maybe as we get all the top 10s in front of us, it'll make more sense how to do it. Give us some advice there, because we could use some. Okay.
Yeah.
No, you go ahead, Ben.
Oh, as I said, I think you can only have. I think you can't have someone populating more than one bracket. I think you need to have, pick the maybe every person gets a best year. You pick their very best year. You put them in whatever bracket that is. Maybe that's how you do it.
Yeah, like 08 Metcalf probably.
Yeah.
Do that year. Okay, cool. Now, 2009 round 1 matches. Things that stuck out to you, Ben. First one for me, as we take this trip down memory lane, was Obi Blanc versus Paul Donahoe, round 1. Yeah. Very first match, Obi Blanc would go on to he was an All-American at that point, but really he emerged as a senior level guy and made world teams at the end. But that was the first match for the returning national champion Paul Donahoe, which was wild at the time.
Yeah, I mean, so just to newer fans, there was only 12 seeds back here, so there would be like Obi Blanc is probably like a number, I don't know, in this bracket, a number 13 or 14. Like, he's just barely unseeded.
He's 27
and so that's where, he had a really good year that year. That was the only year he wrestled Oklahoma State. He had a really good year. And so, he is probably a 13, 14, 15 type guy. And so I guess I do like it a lot how they seed now, where they go all the way to 33. So you're not getting any of these type of matches first round, where it is essentially a number 1 versus say a number 14, something like that.
2009. What are you doing at this point?
I was at Arizona State this year, right? No. I was at Missouri this year. I went to Arizona State the following year.
That's what I thought. I thought this was the year you were there. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
But so I mean, right away you see the other one you see here that's a freshman is BJ Futrell. So Paul Donahoe, his road actually looks really tough because he's got Obi Blanc. He then has BJ Futrell, who'd go on to much greater success. He could, if Raleigh Pederkin didn't beat Tyler Clark, he would have had Tyler Clark then the next round, and then Robles. So all guys who went on to more success than they were currently having. That was a good run for Mr. Paul.
Yeah, Donahoe was good. And of course, Donahoe, if you guys don't remember, I feel like a couple little history lessons along the way are kind of interesting. So Paul Donahoe was a national champion at Nebraska the year before, right? It was 2008 he was a champion. And then...
Correct. Yes.
And then he got in some trouble for posing for pictures, and it was a really weird. I mean, I was thinking about that, man. What if that
So
happened
weird.
with Kenny Jordan, Paul Donahoe? If something like that happened now, they're posing for pictures for adult websites. They got in trouble for that.
What were they doing? Oh my god!
But it was like, to me, it was like just a little bit of ignorance about the internet, right? It was young guys, young people.
Sure.
It's just like, you don't understand how big it is or what the real ramifications. I feel like now in 2020, like people just make different decisions, right?
Yeah.
And it was a stupid thing that I always felt like it was so dumb that they got in trouble for that, right? And they ultimately, I guess it is an NCAA violation because they got paid for it.
Yeah. And I think they got busted because Paul had the Nebraska tattoo on his leg. I think is why they got busted or something.
That didn't help.
Yeah,
that didn't
Ben's
help.
right.
So,
man.
Can you imagine if something like that happened today?
Right.
Oh.
Can you imagine if, I mean, it'd be nuclear. At that point, it was just like message boards, right? There wasn't like wrestling. Twitter wasn't a vibrant place, or Instagram didn't exist. I don't think in 2009.
I don't think Twitter existed, did it?
In 2009, I'm pretty sure it did.
It did, yeah. I think
Twitter did?
2008,
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So Donahoe gets, I guess, kicked out of Nebraska and winds up at Edinburgh. This was during a really stupid run where Edinburgh had a few transfers, and then they became like the message board thing was anytime someone was like going to transfer, everyone would always say Edinburgh line 1 just because they had like a couple guys that transferred. Like Jared King transferred, he won NCAAs. Paul Donahoe was an NCAA champion, he transferred there, but it didn't really happen that much. But Donahoe was the 1 seed. He was undefeated, 31-0. So he had a heck of a career. He was really, really good. When he won NCAAs, it was a huge upset over Sam Hayeswinkle.
Yes, Hayeswinkle beat his butt the week before.
Week before at Big 12s, destroyed him. It was a major, and then he won. I don't know if it was an overtime match or a 1 takedown match, but it was a super close match that he won. And then the next year, boom, he's on Edinburgh's team, and he would ultimately go on to lose to Troy Nickerson. But there's like 4 NCAA champions in this bracket, Ben. Donahoe, Robles, Escobedo, Nickerson. I don't know if I'm missing any, but that's a filthy weight class.
Yeah, I don't believe you're missing any there. Yeah, that's an awesome weight class. And then to your point, a few trail wrestled for a while internationally. Obi Blanc obviously had some success there. Angel Escobedo wrestled for a while internationally, so good amount of success there too. Do we have future UFC champion Demetrius Johnson in this bracket also?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, you do.
He went to Chattanooga. I forgot he was Chattanooga strong.
Wait, that's the same one? I was joking.
I don't know. I assumed it was. Let's look.
I didn't think he went to Chattanooga.
It's the right weight class.
All right, let's look.
I didn't think he wrestled anyone.
That's a white person.
No,
it's a white person.
Yeah, I didn't think it was the same guy, but I did not remember this name when I saw the name on the bracket, and then it's the same weight class.
25-pounder.
Yeah, funny, right?
That is funny.
4-time All-American Zach Sanders.
Yeah, pretty tough.
Was a freshman.
It was a tough weight. Okay, so 133, 2009. Round 1 is kind of what we're looking at, but who knows where.
Well, are you laughing at how big Franklin Gomez got now?
I mean, I can't wait for him to wrestle Jaden Cox in the 2024 Olympics.
How does he keep growing?
I don't know. I mean, think about him in the 33 days. So Franklin Gomez was the top seed, and he was the NCAA champion this year over Reese Humphrey at 133, right? And that was his college weight class his entire career. He was not, or maybe he was a 25.
He wrestled 25 as freshman.
Yeah, he was a 25. So he has really grown tremendously since that time. I mean, he was a 60-kilogram world silver medalist. Then he goes up to 65. You say, okay. And then now 74. Holy cow. A little Chamizo-ish, though. Chamizo maybe he is a little part Chamizo, because Chamizo was a 57-kilogram or 55-kilogram world silver medalist in 2011. So, yeah. Sometimes people be growing.
Hey, we do. I joked about the former UFC champion in the last weight class, but we do have one in this weight class. TJ Dillashaw, former UFC champion, gets tech fall by Nick Fanthrop in the second round.
Oh yeah, Fanthrop was good.
Yeah.
Do you remember David Marble? at all?
Oh yeah, he was tough. He was really tough.
Dude, he might be like the most jacked 133 pounder I've ever seen in my life. This dude, he was like preposterous looking. I remember when he wrestled Dan Dennis. I was like, this dude looks like a freaking action figure. Yeah, he was really tough.
Well, yeah, and he beat Jimmy Kennedy first round.
Yeah.
And Pigtail, the 3 seed.
That was crazy.
This is funny because the top 4 guys in this weight class all had decent international level success. So obviously, Franklin Gomez, we discussed him. Reese made how many teams? Daniel Dennis was the Olympian, and Jimmy Kennedy. I don't think he ever made the team, but he was always really close and really competitive, right?
He made a team. Didn't he?
Yeah,
Did he?
Made it. 14. He made the team at 61, and he was so big. He was too big. Jimmy Kennedy, you were too big. But he did make the weight, and that was the year. Was that the Fargo year when he beat
what?
Where they had the non-Olympic weights at Fargo. It was Coleman and Reese and Jimmy won. Yes, that's right. I am remembering correctly. He won it in Fargo over Coleman and Reese. I'm pretty sure Reese was involved. Don't yell at me if he wasn't. Nothing really juicy in round 1 here, as far as I can tell.
No.
Well, Marable beat the 3 seed.
Marble.
Yeah. Marble, sorry. Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah, that is a good one. We'll get the Marable.
Brecky,
we'll get the Marable. There's a Marable one in here. I can't wait to bring up.
There is.
There is.
Brecky, how old were you in 2009?
Oh, no.
I was a junior in high school.
Oh,
okay.
That's not as bad.
I was at this tournament.
You were?
Yeah.
I was there,
Wow,
too.
nice.
This was the first NCAAs I attended, and my brothers were there, too. And they were juniors and seniors in high school. I forget that they're that age. Okay. All right, 141. This wasn't in round 1, but Ryan Prater pinned Kellen Russell in a tilt.
I remember that.
That was freaking crazy. Alex Crom beat Alex Surtsis. Alex Crom of Maryland. This was like kind of towards the peak Maryland days. Pat Santoro was
peak Maryland.
Well, so they're definitely at the nadir currently of where they were. Yeah. They had some good guys, but then we're gonna get into a Christian Bully bit at some point. That's gonna be pretty tough to discuss. But and then how about this?
Are you gonna bring Frank Molinaro losing first round?
Yes, Frank Molinaro, 141 pounds, unseeded, falls to Ryan Williams of Old Dominion in round 1.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Who knew what was going to come from Frank's career? And you wonder, right? And I think Frank has probably talked about this. Like, what happens if Kale doesn't go to Penn State? What is Frank Molinaro's career? Now, he gets on the podium this year. He was 19-16. And if you look around, there were so many good records were like everywhere. A lot of unseeded guys, like Obi was what? 27-8 or something. He was unseeded.
Yep.
So a lot of these guys have really good records. So I don't know if that means anything, if they were easier to come by or something, but bottom line, a lot of guys had good records at this point in time. And he did not have a good record, and he went on to be a true freshman All-American.
So he comes back and wrestles back here?
Yeah, dude. He gets 8th.
Wow. Where is he? I'm trying to find him in the wrestlebacks. Molinar. Oh, there he is. Oh, you got a medical forfeit over Corey Jansen. Beats Tyler Nauman was tough, 5-4. Beats Seth Chichuli. Beats Drew Lashaway and loses to Zach Tonelli, which I didn't realize Zach Tonelli got upset from the number 2. This is like what we missed out on this year's NCAAs is like someone at number 2 was going to lose. We have no idea who it was.
Yeah, Nick Nelson of UVA was on a rampage. This bracket totally fell apart if you look at it because number 4, Surtis goes down. Number 2, Tonelli goes down pretty early. Number 1, Kellen goes down. So then Jay Jaggers emerges.
And Ryan Williams made the finals out of the 8.
Yes. Yeah. It was Ryan Williams, the 8 seed versus unseeded Crom in the semi. Unthinkable. Yeah. Man, your boy Marcus Hain or Hone?
Marcus Hain got kicked in the face by Drew Lashaway.
Oh, here we go.
OT here.
Here we go.
And twisted his ankle in the Well, Marcus was down on a single leg, and Lashaway was trying to kick away, and Lashaway posted on his face, kicked him, and Marcus rolled his ankle as he was tipping backwards, and then he also lost and wrestled back to Chris Diaz from Virginia Tech. So that was pretty sad. That was pretty sad for Marcus.
Chris Diaz, but good for the Hokies.
Yeah.
Marcus should have gone a little stall camp there against Lashaway, worked up on that single. He scored way too many points. He was up to at least 5 points. Marcus was supposed to win 1-0 there. Of course, if you haven't seen the Stalling Brothers wrestling camp, Marcus is one of the – I don't know if he's Stu or – I forget which Stalling brother he is, but he's in there. He's really funny. But yeah, he was tough, too.
And he also did you guys remember he did the Hotel Blues? That was like way back when on Flow. You should find that somewhere.
I don't remember that one.
I remember that one. They made like a music video for it.
Yeah. They got snowed in at a hotel somewhere. I remember I didn't go on the trip. I think it was the year I was wrestling, and so I didn't go on every trip, and they got snowed in somewhere, and they made a music video.
Oh my gosh.
So
that's
dumb.
Funny. Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
So 41, nothing else really all that juicy went down in round 1 as far as I can tell.
Wow, but this is a crazy bracket because 2, 4, and 1 all lost within the first 2 rounds. That's crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally exploded. And this was part of the 2009 was crazy because Iowa was a pretty big favorite coming in. And they had a number of guys just kind of fall off and not perform right where he thought. And Alex Sertzis was among them, the guys that didn't quite perform the way Iowa fans were expecting. I'm pretty sure Charlie Falk DMP'd this year as well. And he was like a 5 or 6 seed, right?
Didn't they have their 33 lost also? Where was he? Who was that?
Daniel Dennis placed. He
played, but he lost to Hot Shot. So he lost to the 5. So it's not that bad.
No, and that was a close match. Yeah. That was a really close match actually. But then, and everyone gets so mad because Dennis got a forfeit on the backside for 7th place, which was like
you're right.
Huge team points because Baker wasn't able to wrestle. So that was funny.
Oh, they got like 3 forfeits this year. That's why they won. I forgot that. Oh my gosh, because then. Oh my God! Let me scroll down.
See, Christian. Here we go. Remember Zabriskie?
Okay, hold on.
Erickson got
heavyweight.
Yeah.
Erickson got a forfeit. Where at? Yep, somewhere in here he gets a forfeit. Right there to advance the Conti semis. That's a 2.5 points for him for free.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And then he somehow pinned David Zabriskie, who he lost to every single time. How did he pin him? He lost to him every single time. Give me a break.
He oh man, I've watched it. I don't know if he finishes
barred him
with
up,
a cow catcher. Does he bar him?
I'm pretty sure he just barred him up and ran him over. Yeah.
Oh
my gosh. I think so.
That's epic.
And
oh my goodness.
Morningstar had that insane comeback.
Oh, against Reeder.
Yeah.
John, don't throw my guy John Reeder under the bus.
I would never. Actually, John Reeder's name is in here for the not good reasons in another point in time. But he was up big on Ryan Morningstar.
In the 3rd place match.
In the 3rd place match, and they needed it. And Morningstar had to dig crazy deep and get a couple takedowns. And Morningstar was like, his reputation was like really stingy. He was good on top, but he was not a guy to go get multiple takedowns against an elite wrestler like that. And he freaking dug deep. I'll never forget that. It was a classic Iowa single leg finish where he would just be like this on his belly and work his way up. It was pretty awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, impressive stuff. Great memories, but I forget a lot too.
I think there was a 3rd injury default that Iowa got somewhere in the wrestle back. So they had 3 all in the same morning. So it's at 6 points of bonus, and I believe they won by 4 points over Ohio State this year.
Mm-hmm. But who's to say they wouldn't have pinned them anyways?
Sure, it's fair.
They also had number 5 seed Charlie Falk not place.
Yeah.
He lost to Robles round 2 and then dropped down in the round of 12 and lost to Zach Sanders.
Jay Borschel didn't place either. He lost to Raymond Jordan in the quarters, and then
Raymond was pretty good.
Did he lose to Ansarovich in the?
Let's find out.
I think he lost to Ansarovich in
sounds
round
right.
12.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I was so heartbroken when Raymond lost to Stephen Luke, though. Now you're bringing up really bad memories.
Stephen Luke was like, he was so good that year.
I mean, what is Stephen Luke doing? He kind of fell off the face of the earth after he didn't wrestle any international. He was just gone.
I'll see a name. I'm like, what is that guy doing? Like,
someone give us a Stephen Luke update.
He's probably he went to Michigan. He's probably doing something Michigan-y, like I don't know, in finance or something. I think didn't
Being
Eric
really smart, making a lot of money.
Yeah, something successfully. Didn't Eric Tannenbaum? Isn't he like a doctor? I remember he made an NCAA
I've heard
final
that.
against Mark Perry. Okay, we're still on the 09 joint. This is 09 149. The most, I'll say it, the most talked about NCAA match ever is Brent Metcalf, Darian Caldwell. Even during this time, it was the biggest thing and remains I mean, we're doing a film about this, and Caldwell is like, that.
You are? I didn't hear this.
Yeah, we're doing a Metcalf film. It's not just about this match. There's a lot to the Brent Metcalf story. This is definitely a chapter in it, right? Kevin LaValle, Brent Metcalf, round one in the battle of pretty good dudes.
That's crazy because Kevin LaValle ended up giving Kyle Dake a loss. I think either the next year, 2010 maybe, or 11. One of those years, he gave Kyle Dake a loss.
It was 2012.
Hang on. He had to be
11.
finals.
It had to be 11 because that was the year he wrestled 149. 100%.
2 years later.
Yes. Other interesting one. Let's just get back to like this good records not seeded. Pete Yates of Virginia Tech was 36-8 unseeded. So there's a lot of really good dudes here. Also, I'll give you the
Chambo's
list.
unseeded here.
I have the list of unseeded NCAA finalists from this 2009. Jason Chamberlain, Jason Welch, Dan Valamont, Nick Amuchastegui, and Cam Simaz. So there were 5 in 2009 that DNP'd. Or that were unseeded.
Finals, right?
That eventually made the finals. They didn't make the final that year. So there's a lot. But as you'll see, there's, that kind of wanes over time. Matt Fittery over Bubba Jenkins. Do you remember this?
I forgot about that one.
So I
totally blanked on this.
I didn't because this was the year Bubba was like kind of sort of hurt or whatever. It was kind of a weird year. He missed some time. Yeah. This is the year I'm pretty sure he just straight up rolled over for Metcalf in the Big Ten finals.
Big Ten finals he did. Yeah.
He literally just rolled over. Tom Brands, I remember that specifically because for me, I'm just like, I watch it. I'm like, that's a tight bar. He kind of went over easy, but I'm like, I don't know. And then Brandon's like, yeah, he kind of just rolled over there. And he said it. And I watched it again. I was like, yeah, he just rolled over for him. But he said he had a hurt ankle or whatever. But then the rumor was, this is just rumor. I'm not in media or anything. I'm just like a super fan. But the rumor was after Mark Perry was at Penn State at this time and was coaching. Yeah. And like when Bubba lost, like he was like no hard or soft or something like that. Because Bubba just didn't get tough in this match and lost 12-6 to Matt Fittery, not Steve.
Yeah, not Steve.
And he dropped down and lost his next match to David Hargy too.
Yeah, he barbecued. Mac Lunas barbecued here too, out of the 1 seed. I guess we'll get to that one. Kind of shot ahead there. So yeah, Bubba losing was really crazy, and that cleared it for Caldwell, who had lost to Bubba the year before in the semis. I want to say
semis. Yeah.
That was a crazy match.
Caldwell was so good. You guys remember? I think this is his sophomore year when he beats Metcalf, and then it sucks because he had so many injury issues. Do you guys remember that freshman year match with him and Ryan Lang? That was just it was like 2 minutes of total mayhem.
It was a mayhem, and then Ryan Lang finally mixed him and pinned him. But they inside.
That was a first round match. I think.
It was incredible. Yeah. It was
incredible.
Good. I think it was a quarter, and I think so. And then I remember the NCAA commentator. I always remember this. It was kind of cheesy. They were just they're just scoring on each other like crazy. And the guy goes, "Look like a couple guys on a clothes dryer there." I remember my goodness. It was really lame, but we kept laughing that he said that.
Okay, I found it on YouTube. I'm gonna post it in our Facebook thing, so you guys can enjoy that one also.
Am I wrong?
Do it.
All right, he's gonna post it.
I'm posting it.
Okay, so that was crazy at 149 2009. So you guys are getting a little bit of a history lesson. People forget Kyler Sanderson was really, really good. He wrestled at Iowa State and then transferred to Penn State when Kale and company moved. Justin Gaethje, who's having a great MMA career, was in the mix, right? Isn't he really good, Ben?
He's really good. He might fight Conor next. He actually was this year. The next year he broke Jordan Burroughs' jaw, I believe, at
Vegas.
Yes, and that was the year that Jordan broke his jaw, and then he healed up, and then like a day later, the next match, he tore his ACL or something.
Steve Brown. So Gaethje
Yes.
broke his jaw, and then Steve Brown broke his knee. So that was a rough weekend for Jordan Burroughs. And then he came back.
This bracket,
was insane.
This bracket is so awesome, though. I mean, Poeta, arguably one of the best guys to ever win. Obviously, Lean and Gillespie were just amazing. JP O'Connor won a title. Oh my gosh!
There's
Adam
four
Hall.
four NCAA champs in here. Burroughs, Gregor Gillespie, Gregor Gillespie. If we went back a couple years, or maybe 1 year, no, 2 years, he wins NCAAs. He beat Dustin Schlater, who was the returning NCAA champ, and that was a huge upset.
Yes.
I remember Gregor was like really candid after he won, because like Gregor was or Dustin at that time he was really wrestling a lot of close matches, like getting the takedown, and basically you couldn't score on Dustin. So he basically Schlatered Schlater, right? He got the takedown and kind of stalled. He's like, I had to stall. I stalled at the end. He's like, that's what you have to do to beat a guy like that. So he kind of got a little bit of hate at that point in time because, Minnesota's a super popular team. He's Edinburgh, but he got it done. Yeah, I loved this weight class. I thought it was Jordan Lean and Mike Poeta were two just freak athletes, super fun guys to watch.
Seriously.
And then Burroughs kind of had he was really unchallenged this tournament, even against Poeta. And that was our first I feel like this was our first sign that of the trajectory he was going to be on. Because the year before, Burroughs was at 49. He got third. He got third in the toughest bracket ever that's ever been assembled.
Ever.
But,
Correct.
You didn't really know. And then he was just amazing this entire season. He was 34, 35-0. Incredible year for Jordan.
And then the Chandler Lean match was crazy in the quarters. I would argue that it wasn't actually a takedown that Jordan Lean got. It was crap. Don't make me go watch it again and get pissed. What? Go watch it. Tell me it was a takedown. There was no instant replay. Okay, I'm gonna bring it up, Christian, and see if I can find it. And then I'll send it to you. How do you timestamp them? That's pretty cool that you could do that, but I don't know how to do that.
You just right click on top of the video and pause the video and then right click on the video and say copy URL from current time or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, it was a while. But okay, damn, they don't have a scoreboard on this. I'm trying to find if they've done the last takedown because it was a takedown.
Who uploaded this to YouTube? Who put this online?
Cornell Wrestling. They're gonna get in trouble.
They're gonna get so far. Jesse Dong, the man, Jesse Dong. Virginia Tech during this time, they had like a lot of really good wrestlers. They couldn't quite punch through. Jesse Dong was 32-9 this year. He lost to Chase Pamian tiebreakers. Jesse Dong was a really fun guy to watch. Anything else at 57 here? In the early rounds didn't look like a lot happened.
I think we're good.
Yeah, no. This is a totally fantastic bracket.
Jason Welch was a freshman.
Yep, that was a freshman, Jason Welch. He beat Jed Moore round one.
Jed
Moore was pretty good. People forget that. All right, Mac Lunas, he went 2 in barbecue here. He lost to Ryan Petrovich. This was a huge upset. Mac Lunas was a sophomore, 35-0. I mean, what else can you say? He was the guy to beat at this point in time. I don't think he had hit a lot of the best guys. I could be completely misremembering that, but he was still a pretty big favorite to finish in the top 4. And the word was he had the flu, which that would definitely hurt your performance. But that was crazy when he went down.
0-2 is 1 seed. That's crazy.
Yeah, very crazy. Nika Muchastegui, a future NCAA finalist, was unseeded here, as was Dan Valamont, both in this 165 bracket. We already mentioned the Reader Morningstar dynamic. Donnie Jones and Ryan Morningstar wrestle in the first round twice.
Yeah, they hit this year. This year. And then it went to sudden victory, 7-5 in favor of Morningstar. Then they wrestled the first round next year, and it went into overtime as well. So Morningstar struggled with Donnie Jones.
This was a crazy NCAAs because it was a huge deal that the 12 seed Jared King made the finals. He had this freaky. He went to Oklahoma and then transferred to Edinburgh, as I mentioned earlier in the show. His defense was wild. I mean, he was doing crazy split stuff you really There wasn't. It was kind of Nico-ish. What Nico wound up becoming, because you could just have him. You could be deep on a single, and guys could not figure out how to score on his splits. So he beat Mozafe. Well, here's his path. I don't know who Rex Kindle was, but then he beat Muchastegi, then Mozafe, then John Reeder, 6-6 in tiebreaker 2. Holy cow! And then Reeder was the 8, and he was that close to making the finals, because his top half got blown up because the 1 seed lost, and the 9 seed, Brandon Mason, Oklahoma State, lost to Dan Valamont. So this is a crazy bracket all the way around. And then Jared King takes out a true freshman, Andrew Howe, in the finals, in a match where I think Howe was in on a lot of takedowns but could not figure out how to finish.
That's absolutely right. Could not. That was a wild overtime. Couldn't figure out how to finish. So I was watching the Chandler match. Did you guys say that Muchastegi beat Marable 2 years in a row in the first round?
Did he? I did not realize that.
It was so annoying. Like, how do you draw this effing dude again? And then, another one where it's like Muchastegi's probably the 14 or 15, and he's wrestling the 5, right? Marable should have got someone way easier first round.
Right, which is why I'm glad. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's a good thing. Some people, if you just root for chaos, just go random draw, I guess. But I think it's good that they have. What's the point of having a good regular season if you're just going to draw a hammer? So I'm glad they seed all of them. But Marable lost to Muchastegi as the 5. That's the other part of the top side that got blown up. So the 5 went down in round 1. The 4 lost to 12. Number 1 goes down. So that's really crazy bracket. Holy smokes.
Yeah, that was a crazy one. And then the backside, Marable came back, had to beat Stephen Dwyer. I don't know if you guys remember him. He was really good.
He was tough.
Too, All-American. He was really tough.
Yeah, a lot of good guys. So Marable battled back. That was good. He got on the podium. Okay.
174.
174 pounds. Won by Steve Luke, the aforementioned. He kind of ran. Other than
he didn't run through. It was a freaking tiebreaker.
What happened?
Raymond Jordan got the escape in the tiebreaker, the 30-30. He got the escape so fast, and then he gave up a takedown in the tiebreaker.
The tiebreaker takedown.
The 30-second, yes.
You never see that. Good. It's so rare.
It's backbreaking. It happens.
It is. I think
it was.
That's how Phil Keddy beat Mike Pasilla one time. He got a takedown in tiebreakers of a really crazy match. Okay, so that happened. Raymond Jordan.
Damn it.
We're just going to open all these ones. Hey, one of these years, Ben, it's going to be really tough, because I think Missouri sent 10 guys and none of them placed one year.
That was
2012?
12 maybe? Yeah, 12,
I think. We're not there yet, but that's going to be a tough one.
That'll be a tough one.
Yep. All right.
So this was the guy that ruined my pin streak here. Jeff James, who loses to Steve Ansarovich second round.
That's the guy from the, Open?
The Central Missouri Open that I didn't take seriously enough.
You didn't take Jeff James seriously. That was a mistake.
Yep, I didn't pin him. I beat him 21-8, but I should have pinned him. And then I would have had the record. I would have had like 25 or 26 straight.
Who has it now?
Gable.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang. That's
freaking
awesome.
Jeff James.
Freaking Jeff James.
Jeff James.
We got to catch up with Jeff James. Get him to come on the show. In 2 weeks from now, in a month from now, we may be looking for Jeff James's phone number, guys. We don't know what. We're gonna run through all the top 10s, all the brackets. Then we're gonna be like, Bracky, you got Jeff James' number? Can we get a hold of Jeff? What's he doing? It's like, all right, so Jeff, so you sell insurance. What's that like? Give us a day in the life of Jeff James. We're just, one thing that sticks out is Quentin Wright, a true freshman Quentin Wright here. Man, Penn State had a little sleeper squad here. With Quentin and Frank, and they had Bubba and Valamont. They had some dudes.
Valamont, yeah. Yeah, so, that's like, when Cale got there, the cupboard definitely wasn't bare, especially when you consider he brought Kyler with him and he brought David, David as a true freshman with him. So, with Quentin and Valamont and Bubba and Frank, the cupboard definitely wasn't bare when Cale got there.
Ruth was already committed.
Yep.
At that point in time. And then I'm pretty sure he brought Matt Brown from Iowa State.
Yes. Well, Matt Brown was on his mission, and then when he came back, he went to Penn State. Yeah, you're right.
Got it.
Yep.
That guy was on the bench like a year. He only.
Yep.
I forget how many years he got to start.
I think 3.
I think
3.
Yeah.
3. Okay.
1 year he was behind.
Yeah.
I thought it was maybe 2, but I could be completely misremembering that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it eventually won NCAAs in 2015. Total beast. All right. John Durgo was really good. He was 13-8 this year.
Not good this year, but he did.
No.
He was really good eventually.
Yeah, he kind of entered that 184 title contending realm there with the next year when it was like Cannon and him and a bunch of other dudes. Maybe your brother. Yeah.
Well, yeah, my brother would have been he would have been junior this year.
But I'm saying
he goes down.
Yeah. So I was saying the next year, Durgo kind of entered that title contending realm with the bracket. Your brother ultimately won, so that'll be a fun memory. We'll definitely discuss that one. Mike Miller out of the 7 ends up making the final here. Quentin, but what I was going to say about Quentin is he bombed Steve Ansaravage in the quarters.
Yes.
And held on to win that match. It was crazy. It was a crazy match. Where he threw him. He had another crazy throw, I'm pretty sure, that tournament. He was really fun. And kind of that was like one of my first memories of Quentin. I probably didn't know who he was until that tournament. And I was like, I love this guy. And then he was kind of I like always rooted for him at 2011, like when he was like really struggling. He was losing all the time. He was losing to Gambrel.
Yeah.
He was like the 10 seed at Big Tens and won, and then he was like the 12 seed at NCAAs and won. He was just so much fun to watch. He had a crazy, crazy style.
Ansaravage got him back in the 5th place match, though. So
he did 13-3.
And the other notable in this bracket is Shane Riccio. He does some awesome media stuff now. You guys know Shane?
Wait, yeah, who is that? What's he do?
He does all the really cool pictures. He does a lot of stuff like David Taylor and USA Wrestling and stuff.
Well, his name was Jeff.
That's Jeff Riccio. Are you confused?
Oh, they're brothers. I'm sorry.
Also, Jeff Riccio probably has never weighed 174 pounds. He's a small guy.
I'm pretty sure they're brothers. My mistake.
Okay.
You guys tell Riccio brothers. Tell me if I'm right or wrong.
Yeah, let us know. But yeah, Jeff Riccio is like amazing. Kind of, I guess, photographer / graphic designer too, because he's
really good.
He's not just he kind of makes them all. You've seen him. You follow him. You know who I'm talking about, guys. Your nemesis, Jake Herbert, he was the 1 seed here.
I love Jake.
I know. Yeah, I know. But it's a lot funnier to just describe it. It's hard to describe it. It's hard to imagine being a nemesis of Jake Herbert as ferociously as he wrestled. He is a really nice and funny person.
Yes, very nice guy.
What's
crazy here is people don't remember Mike Pasillo beating Jake Varner in the NCAA finals. Like, and to think about that now is like, as good as much as Jake Varner accomplished, it's kind of like hard to remember that.
Varner was a finalist his first 2 years because he lost to Herbert and Pasillo. Herbert as a freshman, then Pasillo the next year. And Pasillo had kind of interesting trajectory because he won as a sophomore. Am I misremembering?
Well, Herbert in 07 Herbert was in my bracket, so it would have been. Oh yeah, wait, I'm blanking on this. Herbert lost twice. I'm sorry, Varner lost twice in the finals. You're right on that. Yeah. What year was it though? It would have been 08 and 09.
08.
No.
07 and 08 is when Varner lost, right?
Yeah, you're right. So
07 to Herbert.
08 to Pasillo.
No.
Confirmed.
Yeah.
No, he lost someone else in the finals. He didn't lose to Herbert in the finals. Who did he lose to in the finals in 07?
Jake Varner lost to Jake Herbert in the finals. I would almost bet my life on it.
Jake Herbert beat Jake Varner in the finals in 2007.
And that was the year you beat Gavin.
No. Oh, my goodness. I'm an idiot. I can't remember my own life.
Did you forget what year you won?
I wrestled. Well, I was thinking I wrestled Jake Herbert in 06. I wrestled Gavin in 07. Herbert Olympic redshirt in 2008.
Yes, and he entered Midlands, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Yep. My bad.
That's okay. Hey, I have a question in here. Dorian Henderson, always flashy and did cool stuff, never but he lost a lot of matches. Can you explain Dorian Henderson? He was like,
I love Dorian.
He would hit crazy super ducks and had all this wild stuff for Missouri, but he never. I don't even know if he ever got a seed at NCAAs.
He got the highest he ever reached. He was ranked number 3 as a senior in high school. I'm sorry, senior in college. He was ranked number 3 for a short period of time. You know what? He just didn't believe in himself enough. There was a lot of there was a lot of doubt there. I saw him a couple years ago when I went back to Columbia. I still see him every once in a while. He was a fantastic guy. He was actually him and a couple other guys helped me a lot when I was training for the '08 Olympics, and they were red shirts. They were like my drill dummies. So he was one of the guys that helped me a lot. He was just awesome dude.
Did he not believe in himself because you beat him bad and pinned him in cradles all the time?
Well, I mean, that probably didn't help, but most people got over that. Like Mark Ellis got over that. Mark Ellis still gets mad. He say, I beat Mark Ellis' ass all the time when he was a redshirt freshman before he got really big. And I bring it up to him, and he denies it, and he hates it, you know?
What?
And so he won't ever – yeah, okay. He will not admit to it. I'm like, Mark, remember that time I beat you like 60-0 in front of all them high school kids when there was a coach's clinic? He's like, that never happened. It didn't happen. I'm like, yeah, it did, bro. He gets so mad about it.
Wow. How big was he?
He was only like 210, something like that. He wasn't very big. Yeah, not very big.
This is the year he wins NCAAs.
Yeah, he ended up believing in himself. Max, Raymond, Michael Chandler, they all did. Yeah. So, no, Dorian just, he was a great guy.
Okie doke. Now,
what?
Another unseeded guy here at 80 or at 97, Cam Simaz. He would go on.
Oh my goodness.
He pulls an upset here. This was like Cornell had a streak of freshman All-Americans that was like insanely long. It was like Travis Lee and then Nickerson and. Of course, Dake did, Lunas did, and it was like in order. I'm missing a few in there, but they just routinely like would have freshmen. Remember, I don't even know if they were doing the community college thing. Maybe they were at that point, but regardless,
I don't think they were, Christian.
I don't seem to remember that either.
Yeah, I think it came around later. I think that came around later.
So they were doing that routinely, and Simaz he took out the 11 seed in the first round. Only to run into the buzzsaw known as Maxwell Askren.
Yeah.
Who beat him 5-1. Then Max.
I think Max almost always beat Cam Simaz, I believe.
I could see that being a bad matchup.
He's actually upstairs right now. I could go ask him, but I take the headphones off.
That's funny. No, I feel like I can see that being a good matchup because Simaz was like kind of wild and did a lot of stuff. I could see Max like punishing it, a lot of just like positional scrambling mistakes where Max would have an advantage. Hudson Taylor was really good. For Maryland. Again, Maryland had a squad at this point in time, and Hudson was like just a pinning machine. He was
insane.
He was just like old school, double legs, power half, just like tool dudes up.
Yep. Clayton Foster at the 8 is that's a good one. And I believe Cale Byers would end up going to Oklahoma State as a senior, didn't he?
Yes. Yeah. He was really good. So,
yes.
Both those guys were right there to win titles. Foster was winning big against Kilgore and got pinned. And then Byers had a crazy semi. Was that against? It was either against Honeycutt or against Simaz. And he lost. Yeah. It was really close, but Cale had a really great year. He transferred from George Mason to Oklahoma State. He was really solid. Clayton Foster. Oh, my gosh. Clayton Foster broke my heart when he lost that year because I was a huge fantasy wrestling nerd. And literally, if he wins that match, I am the fantasy champion. And you have to remember, I was spinning.
Over who?
I think it was my friend Ben Golden, actually.
Okay.
And I ended up losing. Despite I had a really good team, and I drafted Foster late, and I was doing really good. And I was spending, you have to remember, I was spending so much time on this. This wasn't my job. I was just like obsessed. So it was really, really important to me at the time, and I was really, really sad when he lost. But
that's funny.
It is just like that sometimes. Okay.
The other thing these brackets do is remind you of the programs that are no more.
I know. Duquesne? I saw Duquesne. I did not remember Duquesne having
I don't either.
Team.
I don't really remember Millersville being D1.
Oh yeah, I remember them.
I remember that.
But
I thought
then, of course-
East Stroudsburg. East Stroudsburg was on here somewhere. UC Davis was on here.
Yep.
Fullerton was on here. That was Teach Dillashaw.
And then you have like
Yeah.
Boston and Boise State. It's very sad.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that is very sad.
Yeah.
Wow,
That's
way
so
to bring the
sad.
mood down.
I'm sorry,
You have
I
a
just-
coronavirus update too? Jeez.
Yeah.
Body count Bracky over here. All right, we're at heavyweight. We're at the big boys, and this is a pretty tough weight. A couple of
This
really
is what
good.
I get to be happy about.
You get to be happy about this one because Mark Ellis got it done, and a crazy one. I'm pretty sure I can't remember the exact details, but I think Conrad Dudziak of Duke, who made the finals here for the Blue Devils.
Yes.
I think he kind of got hosed in this match too, but I can't remember.
Whatever.
I can't remember any of the details around it, so I can't say
It was
anything
just
else.
it was like the whole match was a really crazy scramble. There was so
Yes.
many crazy scrambles in there. And so, maybe if you don't have a good eye for scrambling, you might have thought he gave up a takedown, but he didn't.
How dare you question my eye for scrambling, Ben Askren?
Hey,
Dudziak
you know
was
what?
so
I
much fun.
He was fun. And
Oh,
those two, this is actually when I was like, oh, Mark Ellis. That's why next year, no matter what happened, no matter what the match was, because I watched Mark Ellis do this year, I picked him to win every single match. And the next year, he was not near as good, and he kept losing to Zabriskie. I feel like he could never beat Zabriskie.
he never beat. I don't believe he ever beat Zabriskie.
He was
Ever.
like 0 like maybe over
Yeah.
like 6 or 7 matches. It was
He was owing a lot. It was not good. I hated it. Drove me crazy.
Yes, many
Yeah.
of us. But he would go on to win NCAAs. What were you gonna say?
Nathan Everhart, he's a WWE wrestler, and so is Clayton Jack.
Oh yeah, Clayton Jack. What was
He's
it?
Cal Jack, maybe is his WWE name, and then Nathan Everhart, like he's a pretty big deal. Let me just Google his name.
He does. Is
if,
he have a tag team partner with another wrestler or something?
He's Jason Jordan.
Jason Jordan. But he's got a partner.
Yeah.
He has a tag team. I don't know. I don't watch fake
No,
wrestling.
That's Levi Cooper is Levi Cooper's got a tag team with another wrestler. Levi Cooper, they're called Heavy Machinery. I'm blanking on what his. Yeah, they are. It's real. They have a really funny gig. Actually, you guys Google them right now and look at the picture of Heavy Machinery, WWE.
No, it was
laugh.
who's that Greco Olympian that is a
Betts?
Chaz Betts.
Yeah.
Betts.
Chaz Betts and Jason Jordan were a tag team. I'm almost positive.
Oh, I think you're right. Wait,
Chad Gable.
Google. Will you Google Heavy Machinery?
I am right now. We've talked about this before.
That was
Look,
Oh my
it's amazing.
Oh my gosh, look how big Clayton Jack is. That's Clayton Jack?
No. That's
No,
Levi Cooper. And
that's-
the other guy's he's a Greco wrestler from Wisconsin.
Oh yeah, I don't know why I have Clayton Jack in my mind. Oh my gosh, Levi Cooper. That dude was super
Great.
No, okay, so Jason Jordan, Nathan Everhart, and Chaz Betts are called American Alpha. That was the name of their tag team. They were disbanded in July of 2017. I'm way behind.
Way
WWE
behind.
times. That's okay though. All right.
Yeah.
So
The other good guy is Zach Ray was the 11th seed who he wins the NCAA title a couple years after that.
There's a bunch of really good. Okay, I'll give you a couple really good unseeded dudes in this bracket. Oh my gosh, this one's crazy. Okay, Ricky Alcala was really good. He was an All-American.
He was tough.
At some point. Gerard Trice was an All-American. DJ
Yep.
Russo never placed for Rutgers. DJ Russo was so good though. Like he was like kind of an undersized, super athletic heavyweight for Rutgers. Really liked him. Clayton Jack, unseeded, eventually would become an All-American. There's a couple. Nathan Fernandez. Maybe I'm misremembering.
I don't think he ever All-American.
No, he didn't.
And
Ben Burhow didn't either, but Ben Burhow was really good.
Yeah. The other guy, do you guys remember how big Jermail Porter was? I think he had some NFL tryouts after this. I mean, that was just like a gigantic human being.
Yes.
He was so big.
He was so big. Very big. He made the semis before falling to Mark Ellis. So this was a crazy one. And then this is the one where we saw Erickson get the pinfall over Z to get to the third place match. But then he lost to Rochelle in the last in the third place bout. But yeah, Dan Erickson was so good. He was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, that's for sure. And Iowa wins. We don't have the team scores on here, but Iowa wins by it was like 2.5 points, right, over Ohio State.
And really, Ohio State. Now it was kind of interesting because Ohio State had like only 4 or 5 placers or something like that. It was Reese made the finals, Jaggers won, Palmer placed high, Pusilla made the finals. Was that it?
Well,
that made
it's really real. I mean, it was a really low scoring year. Iowa won with 96, and Ohio State had 92, which is like
unthinkable.
It's pretty low.
A lot of years that doesn't win.
Your top 5: Iowa with 96.5, Ohio State 92, Iowa State was third with 84.5, Nebraska fourth 78.5, and Cornell was fifth with 73.5.
So Iowa State was totally in this and had a shot at winning, and were leading maybe after day one, and then they just did not hold up. They had a number of guys that I think could have placed a little higher or placed that wound up not placing. But this was like a very the door was open for Cale to get his title here at Iowa State this year.
Yep.
And a number of things kind of they kind of underperformed a little bit here, which is crazy to think about a team like coached by Cale Sanderson doing that now. But they were tough. They were tough. They were top to bottom. Had really good wrestlers.
Kind of crazy. We talked about Maryland. Maryland was 10th.
Yes.
Dang.
So I'll just round out the top 10. 6 Edinburgh, 7 Missouri, 8 Illinois, 9 Wisconsin, 10 Maryland.
Wow. That's good.
Wow.
All right, so that was 2009. As I mentioned,
do we have any questions from friends today, Christian, or no?
They're in there.
Also, that is a hard stop time.
Hard stop time.
Yeah, producer Tyler told me.
Okay.
What is?
There's a little countdown clock. It says 28 minutes and 22 seconds, and we have to be out of here.
Have to.
So, I don't know if y'all know this. Basically, you can just have this link up all day long forever until there's no more internet, because there's going to be something played on this link, or if you're on the Roku apps. I encourage you guys to get the apps and check those out on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon, whatever, all kinds of things. Mm-hmm. You know the apps, you kids. And so you can basically leave it on this, and this will lead into some more programming. I think we have another group of guys.
There's a little Flow TV. But then at 11 a.m. Eastern, times are Eastern. Yes. 11 a.m. Eastern, Kevin Ward, Army head coach. 11:30, Jordan Oliver. Noon, Jack Mueller, and 12:30, Doug Schwab. All going to be live.
Yeah. So in the as we try to, occupy your time, as you are likely in the same scenario we're in, where we're just sitting at home looking for stuff to watch. We're going to try to give you new, fresh stuff, and that's what Bader's been working on and the whole team's been trying to come up with. And we're going to try to play a lot of it just in this channel, just to make it easier for you guys and keep all our video content kind of here. There's obviously a lot of stuff we're going to be running on the site, but you can just keep it on this link. You can leave it up, throw it up on the smart TV, go do stuff, and it'll be cool. Okay.
Nice.
Sorry, that was a little aside there. I want to push apps more and do stuff like that, but I kind of forget. I forget sometimes. Okay. Do you want to go to questions, or do you want to go to 2010?
There's no. I mean, 2009 took us an hour, so there's no way we're going to do 2010. So I think we should, save that for tomorrow. Do some questions, and then if we're, like 4 minutes early, we just be 4 minutes early.
We just be 4 minutes early. You know what?
Yeah.
Let's do that. All right. Let's go to some questions from friends. Thank you all for submitting these. First, want to give thoughts and prayers to Joe Heskett, who apparently has had a stroke. If anyone knows Joe Heskett, just an awesome, good dude that you can't find someone to have a bad thing to say about him. He was wrestled at Iowa State. He made a world team in 2007, I want to say. Had a crazy heart condition that was like, you have to stop wrestling or you're going to die, basically. And this is like a super I mean, just like, you're just imagining the most fit person alive, right? It's Joe Heskett. And so he had to retire pretty early. Did you ever wrestle him, Ben? Because that was your weight.
Yeah, I lost in the semis in 2007 to Joe.
Daggone it.
I beat him the first 3 periods. I beat him the first period. I lost the second 2 periods.
Man.
And he took either 3rd or 5th in the world that year. I don't remember what he took.
I don't think he placed. We did not have a very good 2007
No,
performance.
he qualified. He qualified to wait for the Olympics, so he definitely placed. I don't remember what year or what it was. He didn't medal, so maybe he took 5th because I believe it was top 7 that qualified or something like that.
That was so the question is, thoughts and prayers for Coach Heskett, who I feel for the guy's had all these health problems despite living, a good life and seemingly healthy. But the question from Luke Swala is 4-man round robin: Joe Heskett, Donnie Pritzloff, Johnny Hendricks, Mark Perry. How's it play out? We'll say folk style for the sake of the Mark Perry argument, because he'd be basically out of the conversation immediately. How would you see that, Ben? This is your era. This is around your weight class. These are guys you didn't wrestle against. You wrestled against Pritzloff. You wrestled against Heskett. You wrestled Hendricks in high school. How do you see it playing out?
Okay. Hey, so I'm just going to – Joe Heskett won 4 matches on the backside before losing in 3rd place match to Makhach Versaliev from Russia.
Russia, yes.
Okay, so he took 5th. Okay, well, Pritzloff always beat Heskett. So I think you have to go with Pritzloff in that match at least.
Mm-hmm. I kind of feel like folk style Hendricks was the guy.
Well, Hendricks always beat Perry except for the one time. So we'll just say, of all likelihood, Hendricks is going to beat Perry. So let's see. That's 2 matches decided. Perry versus Heskett's going to be really interesting because they're both really, really high-level mat wrestlers and maybe not as dominant on their feet. I think Pritzloff takes out Mark Perry because he's just better on his feet and doesn't get ridden. I'm going to go Mark Perry over – oh, my goodness. This is a mess.
That's why Luke Swallow asked it.
Yeah. I feel like it's going to go Pritzloff, Hendricks, Perry, Heskett. But then it's like saying Heskett's going to be 4th place feels really, really weird also.
It will always be weird who someone will pick for it to be 4th.
Yeah, someone's going to be 0-3 in this bracket probably. Oh, man. Yeah, I'll probably go Pritzloff, Hendricks, Perry, and then Heskett. Perry's the only one in this bracket that I have not wrestled. I was 0-3 versus Pritzloff in 07, and I was 3-0 against him in 08. Heskett I lost in the semis, and then then he had to be done wrestling. Hendricks I lost to in high school.
Did Pritzloff's fans heckle you really bad at the Olympic trials or something? I remember.
Oh yeah, they did not like me very much.
What were they doing?
They did not like me. I'm blanking right now, but I remember they were. He had a really big squad out there in Vegas, but I'm blanking on what they did right now.
Okay.
I remember when we were promoting the Funk the first time around, we uploaded a match with you and Pritzloff, I think at NYC, and you guys were exchanging some words afterwards.
He bit me, and I said, "Dude, you bit me," and then I think he threatened to punch me or something. I'm like,
he's like, "I'll bite you again."
He definitely bit my arm though on that one.
How many times did you get? How many times did you get bit in your wrestling career? Do you think?
Not that many times. A couple times.
Many. You got vomited.
Yeah,
on.
I did get vomited on. Usually it'd be like somewhere on the arm because I'd be trying to choke them and they'd get the chin down and my arm would end up in their mouth and they'd bite down or whatever. Something like that.
I had one of my wrestlers did that. He was a state champion. He freaking bit someone in a match he was winning.
Really?
Yes. I almost had a nervous breakdown this year. It was unbelievable. Back-to-back years, I had state champions get ejected and suspended for
what?
Yes. The year they won states, they did this stupid stuff. The one kid.
How did they win state then?
Because they weren't suspended the whole year.
It wasn't. I'm an idiot.
I'm sorry, not at state. So they're just at a duel at Stonewall Jackson, and my guy's winning, but he's wrestling so bad, and he just got taken down, and he freaking bit the dude right on his arm, and the guy gets up, he's like, he bit me. And it's just like the most clear dental impression in this guy's arm. And I was like, what are you doing? Why'd you do that? He had no explanation. And so he was out. He was suspended for a while. I was worried he'd get kicked off the team. Then, in a match he was winning. And then the next year, this freaking kid is winning. And this is a guy I talk about a lot. Brecky, you met him. He's winning this match. He's kind of drilling on this kid a little bit, and that's what you kind of get if you're playing this game. And we're wrestling East Rockingham, which is rough area. This is a kid that's just picked him up out of the halls and throw him in there, and he's against my guy who's a state champion, and he's just destroying him. And so he's on top of the guy, and the guy, boom, elbows him, and he gets my guy like 3 or 4 times with these elbows from underneath. He gets him in the face, and Zach just, boom, punches him right in the face on top of him. They get up. They have to be separated. It was,
oh, my God.
It was horrible. It was horrible. Like, what is happening? But it all
lost control of your team.
It was, I don't know. It escalated quickly, but they won states. So I guess, evil wins in the end.
Bad boys of Virginia wrestling.
Bad boys. That's right. We're rough and tumble. I always tell about the one kid that would always ask, hey, Coach, what time we fighting? He would ask what time we were fighting.
I love when you talk about that. That makes me laugh.
He was a 6-pounder. He beat the fire out of our 30-pounder starter in the wrestling room one time. That was.
What about Mongoose?
Oh my goodness.
Mongoose never. He got in some fights in the practice room, but he never like got ejected or anything. Surprisingly.
Oh my goodness,
man! It was fun, man. I miss coaching so much, as you can kind of tell.
I feel like my brother kind of says this a lot, but wrestling, like, you get this really eclectic mix of weirdos on the wrestling teams. And it just made me think of this one guy. We called him Traveler because instead of a backpack, he had one of those roll behind suitcases that he would take all of his stuff.
Why?
Well, I don't know. He was a strange kid. We called him Traveler. That was his nickname.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Yeah. You get all kinds. It's fun.
Oh man.
Also, a little bit of breaking news.
Oh boy.
U.S. Open has been postponed.
All right, that was gonna be in April at South Point.
I think late April again. Yeah.
If we're lucky, the South Point won't be available for the Open, and they'll have to move it someplace not at the South Point Arena.
Yeah. Other breaking news, guys. There's a freaking earthquake in Utah.
Oh, my gosh.
We're living end times, brother. 5.7 in Salt Lake City.
Oh, no. That's not good.
I know.
That's like
what is happening?
That's where a lot of people live. This is not good. All right, we got to keep doing questions. We got to distract from the actual problems of the world. Who does Oregon State hire? Who do you think the best fit coach? Who's the best fit coach for Corvallis? Last time we talked about this, Ben's microphone wasn't working when I was saying they should definitely hire Chris Pendleton, your one-time nemesis, Ben. I wonder if you have any thoughts on A, that, or B, anyone else that you think should be considered.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's good. He's done a good job at Arizona State. He's familiar with the West Coast. I feel like you do have to get a West Coast guy, and that with Boise State not being there anymore, if you can recruit that Pacific Northwest area, there's not a huge amount of great wrestlers, but there's enough where you're going to make a really good team. So you have no programs in Washington, you have no programs in Idaho, and you're the only Division I in Oregon. So if you can recruit that area, and obviously there's none in Montana either. So if you can recruit that area, you can do really, really well.
Yeah. But other candidates, I don't know. I mean,
I'll go with Chris Pendleton. That's a good pick.
All right, good. We're uniform there, at least for once. Okay, next question. Best home workout for wrestlers quarantined. What are you doing to stay ready? I don't know. There's a lot you can do at home, really. You should not get out of shape. Your wrestling skills may be difficult to sharpen, but as long as you have a floor, you can do burpees and push-ups and squats, and you can run. There's a lot you can do. So I'm basically doing that. I have a pull-up bar, so I'm doing those. Doing a bunch of push-ups, doing a bunch of like squats with goblet squats with a kettlebell, burpees. You do that, you can keep it pretty tight.
Give me 5 seconds, Christian. I'll be right back.
All right, Ben is probably getting some fitness equipment. What is Ben going to come back with, Bracky?
If you go on the site, Coach Myers.
Oh, he's back already.
Has an article on what to do while you're quarantined.
Oh, perfect. All right, what?
This book, I just read this book. This guy was on the Rogan podcast.
The Quick and the Dead?
Yeah. So he says the greatest exercise on planet Earth is the kettlebell swing.
Is this
FYI.
Pavel Tsatsouline?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know about him.
Okay, it's pretty fascinating. Yeah, and so I was gonna start his program after this crazy travel stretch I was gonna have. So I might as well just start it now because obviously everything has been canceled. He does push-ups and kettlebell swings in a
Dips.
very, very, very specific. In this one he's recommending the push-up and the kettlebell swing, but I think he may specifically do dips, but in the book he recommends the kettlebell swing and the push-up.
Interesting. What
in a very specific regimen.
Yeah, he's like super sciencey Russian dude. I forget like what kind of rep range. Was he the one that was saying like 12, more than 12 is like too much, like keeping the sets low?
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing that I thought was most fascinating about what he said on the Rogan podcast, it's kind of like really anti-wrestler because we're like, if it doesn't hurt, then we're not doing it right or we're not doing enough of them, you know?
Yeah.
But the thing he was saying was that was actually really counterproductive, and he said that it was like on most days, say you're doing a 60% and you could do 12 reps, that you'd only do 4 to 6, right? They have very specific programming for what they're going to do, and most times you're not going to feel the burn. And he said that's actually a good thing, which is like I feel like that's like the antithesis of what we as wrestlers are trained to do.
I know it's kind of hard to do that, to stay beneath that threshold. There's someone else that like read a lot of someone that Rogan had on. I forget he like trains George St. Pierre, and he was like, you should never be sore. You should never feel sore. Yeah. Which that's really hard. It's hard to work out frequently and not be sore at all. But, yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay, so kettlebell swings for sure. But as Kyle Brackey mentioned, Dustin Myers, the FloWrestling strength and conditioning coach, as we'll just call him that. It's his unofficial title. He's got a whole thing on what you should be doing. And
he's got stuff for beginners, intermediate, and advanced.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Very good. So there's no excuse to get out of shape. Honestly, Spin Zone, you should emerge from this quarantine in the best shape of your life in some facet. Like, because you should have nothing else to do for a lot of the time other than, like, train, right? Like, I'm lucky that my job requires just, like, internet and computer, so I can still, like, work a lot. A lot of people, if you're out of work or you're not able to do anything or you're a student with no school to do, you should be in awesome shape when you come out of this. Maybe not the best wrestling condition, but you should be, like, you should make it a goal to get, like, really strong in a certain area or do something or get in a really tight regimen. Because what else you got to do? At least get out of this thing a stronger, better version of yourself.
The other thing, I did a Mental Monday on this topic. The other thing I recommended was reading a lot and watching a lot of wrestling. I think that's huge.
Yes. Yeah, definitely watch a lot of wrestling. It's never been a better time to do so either. What's a good plan of attack for that? I think an awesome challenge would be watch every, let's say, quarter, semi, and final from Worlds for every bracket, like starting with like 2019 Worlds and work your way back. You will know so much, or watch every medal match even. You will learn so much if you just like make that a goal. You learn so much about the wrestlers, and then for 2020, whenever those Olympics do happen, and I'll say they are going to happen somehow, some way, you will know what's going on, and you will get a new appreciation for just how good the world is at wrestling. It's amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
Can we get Wrestling Nomad back on the Tuesday through Thursday show? 1 to 2 times a week isn't enough. The people want more Nomad. Well, one, he was in Canada. He's been gone. He was literally going to be on like a 6 or 7 week stretch where he's going to be on the road, which if you're on the road, that means you're probably gone Fridays and Mondays, which is Nomad's new show slot time. But so he's still going to be on Monday and Friday, and it's actually going to be pound for pound more Nomad, because instead of splitting time between me and Bracky and Ben talking, it'll be, very Nomad heavy. But also, yes, probably throughout this stretch, we are going to have the Nomad back on as we talk about the top 10 wrestlers or however we do that bracket. I think that'd be a good idea. So I'm sure you'll see Nomad on. Who knows who's going to we'll throw on the back channel there, or back table there.
Hey, the other thing here, Christian, someone brought up this would be a great time to do our nickname bracket that Bracky and I were talking about.
Oh yeah, we got to get that going. Nickname bracket. Another thing people are clamoring for is more alien hours, Bracky. And I
know.
feel I feel like
Let's
from
go.
a conspiracy theory standpoint, the coronavirus has to be a treasure trove for you. Have you read anything crazy? China.
Yeah, I found some on Twitter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Give me one.
No, they're ridiculous.
There's a wild one about this is Trump's plot to shut down the internet so he can lock up all the celebrity pedophiles that are in the world. I read that one. That's a pretty crazy one. Yeah, there's
a lot of.
Well,
them
what
that think
did you
this
guys
is the
read
way
the-
to bring
did you
down
guys-
Trump?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Did you guys read the Dean Koontz thing?
No.
Oh my God, you guys haven't seen that?
No.
Hold on, let me just give me talk about something. Give me 15 seconds. I'll have it for you guys.
All right, he's getting another book. Kevin Durant has coronavirus, for crying out loud.
What? Are you kidding
Yes, Kevin Durant.
Like 4 of the Brooklyn Nets have it.
4 of the Nets. But the thing is, he's not even playing this year. Is he traveling with the team?
He must have been in the facility or something with them.
Daggone it. Kevin Durant has,
Seriously.
it's wild, all the celebrities have.
He said he wasn't showing any symptoms or anything, but
He just tested positive for it? So
they like NBA. I think the NBA is making every player get tested.
I'm glad that the millionaires are all getting tested.
Dan, I can't find the book excerpt right now, but Dean Koontz's 1981 book is called The Eyes of Darkness. It's a fictional novel of a story of a Chinese military lab that creates a new virus called Wuhan 400, which infects the respiratory tract of people all over the world.
Oh my gosh. That is
What?
oh my. Dean Koontz? Hey, Dean's he writes some pretty thrilling novels I used to read back in the day.
Yes, but there's a couple passages that are like, holy crap. He wrote that in 1981. What is going on right now?
Well, the guy that Rogan had on, have you listened to him yet?
What, the virus guy?
He basically
Yeah.
has been calling it. He's like, this is going to come out of China. They're doing these crazy stuff. There's so many people there. It's just a matter of time. And I think he even went back to the wet markets. He's like, it's going to be something to do with that. Like how they have all these live animals, stuff all around each other, around the food they eat. And sure enough, but man, the Dean Koontz thing is really freaky because he's not he's not a scientist or anything. But I guess he figured right.
Okay, here's the second. Okay, so I'll just read it to you guys. It says they call this stuff Wuhan 400 because it was developed in their rDNA labs made in the city of Wuhan, and it was a 400th viable strain of the man-made microorganisms. And the second one is in around 2020, a severe pneumonia-like illness will spread throughout the globe, attacking the lungs and bronchial tubes and resisting all known treatments. Almost more baffling than the illness itself is the fact that it will suddenly vanish as quickly as it appeared, attacking 10 years later, and then it'll completely disappear.
Well, let's hope it disappears.
Creepy.
Yeah, that is creepy. Dean Koontz, you're freaking us all out.
Seriously.
Okay. More questions. What's going on in Facebook? They have anything to say?
Oh,
No,
Low
Facebook's
energy?
been kind of slow this morning. They're a little
Wow.
low energy.
Wow. I think everyone's freaking out a little bit. Everyone's kind of laying a little more
You
low.
think?
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure, for real.
Yeah, for real.
Okay, Kyle Snyder's Gut says, I heard an Avril Lavigne song on the radio today that I had not heard before. I looked it up. It said released in 2018. Has KB previously addressed how this factors in the Avril is dead discussion?
yeah. It's once again, it's not her. It's Melissa. If you listen to the music she's putting out recently, it's even more different from when.
Skater Boy.
Yeah, and even the album Melissa put out right after Avril died. It's just she continues to change. Couldn't be further from what Avril was or stood for.
Wow. There you have it. That was one of the first and most amazing Alien Hours.
That one really
I
got
think
the ball rolling.
That launched it into a great property. Salty Walk On. Now that West Virginia has fallen, who is Brecky's favorite for first flow vertical to get a positive test? Well,
is the bike
Gotta be
guy,
wrestling.
Is the
It's
bike
you
guy
guys.
back?
Well, so what Bracky's referring to, our guy on Flow Bikes, Ian Dilly, was at your United Arab Emirates covering a race and got quarantined. This was like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
This is before Big Ten's. Like,
Before anything was like really crazy happening. It was kind of just crazy elsewhere, and we were like, wait, what? he got quarantined in his hotel room for like a couple days at UAE before he's able to come. But he came back and he's fine now. So Colby Paxton, of Flow football fame, and he went to Big Tens with us last year. Awesome dude. And a couple other Flow people were at CAA basketball tournament where an official tested positive. So Colby and a couple other Flow people have been on quarantine and just like staying in their homes for like the last, I think they're doing 14 days. Everyone's feeling fine. Colby feels fine. Ephraim feels fine. So no one has any symptoms or anything. So I don't know who it's going to be. I don't know. I hope not wrestling. There's a lot of us is part of the problem. So
yeah, we have more than everybody else.
You know what? Let's say it's going to be wrestling. Although the jiu-jitsu people are still doing jiu-jitsu. Like Paragon wasn't even closed, so I don't know. They might get it.
Sears still rolling?
Probably.
It wouldn't even affect Sears.
Sears, you guys got to get to know Michael Sears. He'd be unimpacted by the coronavirus, I would have to imagine. Okay. Anything else before we depart? It's 9:44 deep in the heart of Texas.
We're doing 2010 tomorrow?
2010. Ready to go on that?
Yeah, I'll be ready to go. It's good year, Max 1. And at some point, we're going to put the brackets together for the best nickname and then possibly the best guys of the last decade.
Yes. Fun. Yeah, a lot of good stuff to come. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to cut this thing off.
Just leave it rolling.
But if you're listening on podcasts, that's a little different. But other than that, feel free to just hang on this link and watch till your heart's content. Stay safe. Listen to leadership. Don't go rogue. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys. See ya.
Peace.